Good evening, everyone. This is Lynn, back with some more. The Talos Principle. Okay, yeah, there we go. I was a little bit confused about the static I saw in front of me. When last we were playing the Talos Principle, we finished up a particularly difficult puzzle, and then, we saw somebody. And as far as I could tell, it kind of looked like a blue hologram of a person, but it looked like a person. And that has me intrigued. Okay, we don't have everything we need for that. I don't even know what this was about. Honestly, that kind of looks like a, what's the cube from Portal? Companion cube. There we go. Kind of reminds me of the companion cube. Okay, so we've done all the puzzles in 1, 2, 3, and we haven't done all the puzzles in 4. And this has all the pieces that we need to open up the second one of those things, whatever they are. And there are no red squares here, so technically it shouldn't be difficult, because I assume that's what red stood for. So let's go.
These worlds, and we within them, are made of words. Hidden words, invisible to you, yet part of all things. We are a story. Your actions give life to the story, and the story gives meaning to your life.
I mean, that could easily be talking about how, hey, you're in a computer program, and computer programs are made of words and symbols. These creepy eyes. I don't like them. Searching for locally cached resources. Alright, let's start. From Nadia Sarabi to Ian mailing list. So this is the entire project mailing list. Hi all, everything's been moved to the EL facility. I know it's been sad to leave the good old Jeff building behind, but it makes sense for us to be on site, especially as there may be severe power outages in the coming weeks. Arcadie's team are already working a bunch of numbers. I'm not going to bother repeating them, but you really don't need to worry about the teams getting in each other's way. The facility is genuinely humongous. Let's get this show on the road. Nadia. Severe power outages. I wonder what that's all about. Is there going to be a storm? A hurricane? Are we talking brownouts like California had ages ago? What? Okay. Mail error. From Arcadie to 504 recipients. I'll keep this short. You all know me, so you know that I know that I know what I'm talking about. I realize that you're all working on projects meant to somehow avert string of numbers, find a solution. I believe that numbers preserve the non-biological components of numbers in terms of numbers immediately. You'll find the details of my proposal in the attachment, but the short version is numbers, global undertaking. Numbers. I realize that you're all working on projects meant to somehow avert the apocalypse. Maybe not the apocalypse. Something dire, perhaps, but it sounds like something maybe threatening existence of some sort. But that begs the question, what is the point of my project? And when I say my project, I do mean, like, my character's existence. Because as you can see here, those are robot fingers on the keyboard. So what is the point of the AI person here? Are we making androids for people to live in when the inevitable death comes? I just keep getting Soma vibes, but I don't want to talk about that yet since I haven't played it for this channel. But Soma's so good. Stratton of Stagira on Beginnings. Fragment. It is the grave error of many philosophers, not only of the Athenian schools, but also of many others, that they begin not with the observation of the cosmos as it surrounds us, but with a conclusion already in mind. And often, that conclusion is that the world was created ideal, and mankind itself the greatest creation of the gods. Yet neither the world nor the gods owe mankind perfection. It is arrogance itself to presume so, and contrary to all the methods of philosophy, the honest philosopher seeks only the truth, even if it bears no comfort. And he must begin by assuming, as Socrates said, that all he knows is that he knows nothing. Yeah, I like how the truth is capitalized here. He's clearly referring to a singular truth, but a truth of what exactly? Because if this philosopher is of any real notability, which he's technically fake, so he's not, then he would know very well that there is no singular truth, probably. And in my honest opinion, seeking the truth would be folly. I guess it depends on what exactly you want to get out of the truth.
Behold, I am Elohim, and I speak unto the darkness. Be gone.
What?
Excess data cleared.
Elohim is clearly a computer, and I was mimicking Elohim when I was reading Stegaros's fragment. I see something, but what? What is this?
The answer that came to me again and again was play. Every human society in recorded history has games. We don't just solve problems out of necessity. We do it for fun. Even as adults. Leave a human being alone with a knotted rope, and they will unravel it. Leave a human being alone with blocks, and they will build something. Games are part of what makes us human. We see the world as a mystery, a puzzle, because we've always been a species of problem solvers.
Push it further. A new device. What does this do? Static still gets to me. Take connector. I don't know if I can walk through that, so I'm not going to.
Alright, we've learned a new tool. Use the connectors to win a prize. Do I dare test to see if this is fatal? It's not. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Branch it out. Another connector thing. Okay. I see another connector. Seems simple enough. I guess I can always come back to this area, right? I should probably explore this particular map a little bit longer to see if I can't find more of those recording things. Oh, God. Who's that? I'm exploring some more just to see if I can find another recording. Seems like I did find our friend? Maybe I am human because I have an inherent suspicion about other people being in here with me when otherwise I have been alone. I'm just gonna go ahead and go back. I wonder, are there new... Nope, nothing new about the computer.
do this now. Okay, yeah, that was easy enough. Okay, I don't think that's helping me. Nope. I was just checking to see if there's some kind of journal or something. I don't think we've been introduced to a journal. Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3 are faded out. Oh, it's telling me how many puzzles I've done. Got it. I'm gonna go ahead and do puzzles in 5, since I have more green things to fill out. I'm kind of getting the impression that if I skip out on any of these particular areas, then I'll miss something kind of crucial. And so maybe it's important to visit every single area and do at least one puzzle. Searching for locally cached resources, web crawl el.html. EL, short for Extended Lifespan, is a groundbreaking initiative by 7 leading universities to create the world's most stable and most durable supercomputer. With its custom-made hardware, bomb-proof casing, and near-inexhaustible hydroelectric power supply, EL represents a unique step forward in the evolution of human technology. The brainchild of Nobel Prize nominee Dr. Arkady Chernyshevsky, EL will... links: download press kit, meet the team, 2 links that are incomplete, apply, contact. Yeah, so this appears to be some attempts at making an environment for humans, like a digital environment for humans to live in. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Close. AI citizenship. RE. Consider issue 199. Profile Alexandra Drennan. Once a true artificial intelligence has been created, the issue of citizenship is going to come up. If we acknowledge that the AI has all the abilities of a human brain, should it not be considered a citizen? Is it not, in the legal sense of the word, a person and thus a potential citizen? But where do you draw the line? Some people will object. Will the great apes become citizens? Elephants? Whales? The more intelligent parent species? It's crazy, they will say. I would remind these people that we live in a society in which a corporation, as abstract an entity as one could imagine, is considered a person. I imagine there's a segment of Americans who knows what that refers to. I'm not going to touch on it. So it's not like there is no precedent for a non-human being. For a non-human being a person. At least an artificial intelligence is an actual thinking being not just a business arrangement. But perhaps we do need to question the definition of personhood. Increasing amounts of evidence regarding the intelligence of elephants or the existence of culture among whales, for example, could be a sign that we need to answer some difficult questions. Who better to debate these questions with than the young genius who revolutionized the garble, cuts off. I kind of disagree with them, though, that at least an artificial intelligence is an actual thinking being, not just a business arrangement. The whole corporations being people is not really a business arrangement. It's very specifically a political arrangement. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that. If there's anyone here watching, and you want a touch point for what that's talking about in terms of consider looking up on YouTube, Colbert PAC hits Mitt Romney the Ripper. That references that whole corporations are people, and it's a satirical political ad that lampoons the very idea of corporations being people. I highly recommend that particular video. You must consider these riddles, the Sphinx said, and tell me the riddle that I did not reveal. The Sphinx smiled, the gears in her jaw creaking, her teeth a nightmare of rust. Her left eye flickered, but none of its terror was diminished. The ruins were silent in the air. I think, she finally said, that the riddle you did not reveal is this. Why do these riddles exist in the first place? Why do these curious automatons, these mute children of Hephaestus, behave as they do, forcing me to devise these intricate solutions? Each is a riddle, but the greater riddle is their purpose. The Sphinx did not answer. Her eye was lifeless now. Athena removed it from its socket, knowing that its power would aid her, yet feeling also a deep sorrow at the passing of this fearful creature. Okay, no more texts. Exit. I wonder if the lightning here is a component for being used in these puzzles. Ugh. I feel like I'm getting struck by lightning.
I was in school when I first read about the Talos Principle. I think it disturbed me at the time, made me hyper-aware of my body as a physical object, the material reality of the brain. Ideas that made me uncomfortable at first, but I think in the long run, it helped me understand how frail human beings are, and how precious. It's not a comforting way of thinking about the world, but I'd rather face the truth than lie to myself.
Okay, I'm just looking for more of these audio clips. For the most part, they seem pretty obvious, so maybe I should stop being so thorough in my search, but it's a video game. They like their little nooks and crannies and Easter eggs. Okay, starting from the right and going left. One little buzzer. Oh boy. Another mechanic. Do I have to worry about this thing killing me? is another connector thing. Yep. It interrupts. I'm just making sure that it's not going to hurt me. Oh. This is the box that I unlocked. There we go. Interesting. The rain seems to be lessening. Okay, we have blue, we have red. I don't even see the blue. Oh, duh, it's right there. So. The rain has stopped. Still gonna run into problems though. It's gonna hit that. Oh, maybe the play here is to simply keep the door open. Nope. Oh. Maybe the real play here. Yeah, there we go. Going over the fence. It's raining again. So, an obvious reference to this puzzle. Have to go over the fence. I jump over this. Nope. Ah, here we go. Can I reach through the bars? Nope. Gotta go all the way around. I feel like I've overemphasized at this point, but the fact that rain is lessening again. The fact that I can't interrupt the beam suggests the programming of this simulation allows only specific objects to interact. Well, the beam of light. Kind of don't want to call it laser if it's not cutting anything. Okay. We should probably do as many of these hard puzzles as we can. Ah, friendly crossfire. Yep. There's a box sitting there. Oh. Okay, looks like I can walk this in safety now. Ah, the box was on a button. No, it was not on a button, but it can be. That wasn't that hard, not compared to the last hard puzzle we did. Okay, I don't think I see anything in there, but, you know, doesn't hurt to check. But I do find this little, oh yeah, the seek counsel thing. I'm not interested in seeking counsel. Can I get there without this thing shooting at me? I don't know that I can. And the rain is back. This is some serious, scattered showers here. Okay, looks like we can do every puzzle here on number 5. Things. Is it just me, or is the lightning getting more intense? I wonder if that humming noise means anything. Yeah. Enemies. Whoa. Okay. Maybe the key here. Oh, I can't take that. Okay, I don't see, like, a place where I can jump over the wall. I'm trying to think here. All the things that I can think of are I can't put it up there. This is where I got the 2 boxes. Okay, nothing else. Powerful device fashioned by the designer. What's a hexahedron? A cube. Edges are beveled. That makes it a decahedron. You forgot the indents. With the indents, it's like a super polyhedron. But the convex hull is a decahedron. Top closed. Wrong. Well, that's interesting. Whoops. Well, that didn't work.
The guardians of this land may harm you, but do not resent them. For they are my servants, and they challenge you only so that your faith might be strengthened.
My faith? I don't particularly like that. Why is it you want my faith strengthened? I thought the whole point of this was to teach me critical thinking skills. That tends to not go hand in hand with faith. Okay, but now I understand these, but they do overlap. So maybe the play here is to get them kind of... Maybe I need to get them a little bit more off course. Bigger gaps for me to kind of... That did not work. Assuming, yep. Yeah, so they both go for me as long as I am within, like, the range of their sensors.
If the answer does not come to you, do not despair. The worlds of my garden are many.
Yeah, I realize that, dude, but, I... There we go. Okay, I did have a good idea of what I need to do. Just poor execution on my part. Oh, I'm gonna need that box. Damn it. Dang it. There. Jeez. I do not understand why the designer chose to put such flaws in the world that it appears almost as if it were damaged, but I must believe that there is a purpose here I cannot see. Are we talking about the static? Okay, I've completed every puzzle in 5, so I have everything solved for A and B.
There are mysteries in my garden, hidden roads and secret gates. If you dedicate yourself to understanding them, you may join the host of messengers.
the people leaving the, God, whatchamacallit. I just have the one. Okay, so that's the secret doors. Why is that boarded up? Is that always boarded up? So I got 7. Sorry, confusing myself here. There we go. I don't want to go through there yet, because I'm convinced that I will miss plot points or things if I don't go to the other rooms. Oh, this has a bunch of reds. Oh, look. That one will have the connector thing. So it's actually giving me clues about what puzzles I can expect. 5 had a... 2 of the stars. Where are the stars?
Long ago,
What? Wow. Oh, I forgot to even look at this. Attention, you have received a reply to your support ticket. Display reply. Yeah. Topic, account certification error. User basic account. Reply, an account certification program diagnostic has been performed and no errors were reported. Have you completed the standard troubleshooting procedures? Delete existing user account. Create a new admin account. Email the network administrator. Okay, so I am 789462. Currently have basic account functionalities. Would you like to undertake the certification process again to achieve a preferable outcome? Your issues with denial will be appended to your user profile. Further attempts to override a certification results will be logged. You will receive a notification if your attention is required. Exiting command prompt, terminating support session, done. Resuming library archive session, done. Man, the computer does not like me questioning it. Okay, we read all these other things. The EL, the AI citizenship. The more I converse with these terminals, the more I wonder what role they play in the contraption. How do you tell friend from foe when no obvious lines are drawn between the two? Sheep. Sheep was in... left a comment in one of these other puzzles. So I'm looking for... I'm looking for the star puzzles. Oops. Okay, S. so I can replay the puzzles, but I didn't see anything to suggest a star was in here. Did I miss something? Maybe I did. Kinda don't want to have to do the puzzle again. Kinda wish the puzzle remained solved. Well, I mean, it's not like the problem with this puzzle was that I'm relying on the... There we go. Piece of cake. Okay, did I miss something here? Okay, No, I'm pretty sure I just had to go through here. Oh, there's the star. How do I get to there? If the designer is perfect and he designed me for a purpose, I must be fit for that purpose. It follows that my purpose must not be to seek and hoard every sigil in his land, for so many are beyond the faculties he granted me. That is an odd way to put that. Dang it. Okay, so I was supposed to climb this, and I'm climbing it. Damn it! What's this? So it does not let me linger up at the top. It just makes me fall back down. So where is that? I see a cable that goes into the room I want. Yeah, it won't let me, trying to see. It's not letting me just get on the wall. Oh, here. I think I've discerned some kind of pattern in the sigils. Each color serves a different purpose. Elohim has us gathering them all, but perhaps he's being overzealous? I mean, technically, he's not having us gather them all. I have a specific goal that he's having me go for. Okay, I am going to try to get in here because who knows, maybe there is some kind of there. Okay, I was being a little paranoid for nothing. Hey, there we go. Alright, I got at least 1 star. Okay, I can't go out that way. Alright. I'm not going to bother trying for that other star. We'll just head back. I'm going here. Oh, you know, I kind of wonder if the story progresses based on whether I meet the sigil conditions that I have. So it doesn't matter if I skip these other ones because I already have all the sigils that would have triggered the story. Maybe that's how that works. These are different files though, so it'd be worth it to come for the extra files. Open.lol. From J.E. Harrison to Nomi77, subject, LOL. Ever since we moved to the new site, I feel funny. Not in that way. Just, I feel like I'm about to start laughing at random. It's probably shock, right? An inability to deal with reality? Or maybe it's just that we're working in this insane place with this insane technology on this insane project, and so I feel like a genuine mad scientist. Stand aside, mortals. We will create life by the power of science. I mentioned this to Alex, and she got me a pair of fake glasses. You can't be a mad scientist without glasses, she said. Even Ian Malcolm had glasses. And I pointed at EL and said, life, finds a way. Maybe you had to be there. J.E. Harrison. Cicero. Shall the industrious husbandman then plant trees, the fruit of which he shall never see? And shall not the great man found laws, institutions, and a republic? What does the procreation of children imply, and our care to continue our names, and our scrupulous exactness in drawing up wills, and the inscriptions on monuments, and panegyrics, but that our thoughts run on futurity? Cannot retrieve Tusculan Disputations 484 to F5045. What do you imagine that so many and such great men of our republic who have sacrificed their lives for its good expected? Do you believe that they thought that their name should not continue beyond their lives? None ever encountered death for their country, but under a firm persuasion of immortality. Themistocles might have lived at his ease. So might Epaminondas, and not to look abroad and among the ancients for instances, so might I myself. But somehow or other, but somehow or other there clings to our minds a certain presage of future ages. And this both exists most firmly and appears most clearly in men of the loftiest genius and greatest souls. Take away this, and who would be so mad as to spend his life amidst toils and dangers? Chatbots. Jenny77. Chatbots are becoming increasingly sophisticated. Nigel Pajamas. True, but hardly relevant to this discussion. Jenny. Are you sure? How do you know that I'm not a bot? Sam Schwartz. Don't be ridiculous. Jenny. I'm not ridiculous. Honestly, how would you know? Vegan warrior. Haha, troll. Jenny. I'm not a troll. Vegan warrior. Yeah, right. Jenny. Is there anything I've written so far that could not be written by a bot? I responded to simple insults like ridiculous and troll with very basic negations. And I detected that none of you used proper orthography, so I also avoided capitalization. Vegan warrior. What's the capital of France? Jenny. Paris. Even the simplest script could pull that info from the net. Nigel. What's the capital of Croatia? Jenny. Zagreb. Nigel. Okay, she's a bot. LOL. Jenny. I'm not a bot, I'm European. We learn these things in school. What's the capital of Massachusetts? Jenny. Okay, we have boxes and we have connectors. A door too far. I'll do at least one puzzle here, but I would like to progress the plot and not try to do something like a perfect puzzle run. Okay, there's a jammer. So I got that. That's simple enough. Still gonna need to get through this door. So, maybe this is more like... Aha. Here. Wow, this is involved. Whoa. I don't get a good view. I have to jump for that one. Of course, I can't see that through here. Maybe what I need is my jammer. No. I'm gonna put this inside this area. Safe. Maybe the key here. Is to get through here. Come over here. No. I can't reach that. I don't think I can reach for it this way either. Yeah, it's still not close enough. Presuming that I could even reach through. Any particular reason why it's electric? I think that's mostly to stun me. Maybe the key here Nope. Wrong way. Oh, but I need to see to get there. To keep that open. I don't think this is a good idea. Because it still doesn't get me. Okay, where did the box go? Ugh. I left it on the other side, didn't I?
When the truth will not reveal itself, perhaps it is best to seek it in another place.
I don't feel like I'm done experimenting. So anytime that voice pipes up and you see me still working, it's because I still have ideas about how this could go. Oh. Duh. I need to put this in front of that annoying little bot. Like I had previously. Yeah, there we go. I need the jammer. Nope, wrong way. Keep going the wrong way. Okay. Jammer. Oh, I did get it in the way enough to interrupt it. Oh, that's good to know. Okay, pretty much back where I started though is the thing. I'm certain I need the jammer for this. Like, there's no other way to be able to get all that. In fact, I don't even think the lasers can go through the bars. I need the jammer. Okay, so I need this. And I need this door powered in order to get my jammer. Is it possible? Okay, I can see that. It is not possible to see both at the same time. In fact, it's not even possible to connect these two at the same time. One really does have me stumped. I'm really not sure. I feel like this window can't be for nothing. It does not let me put this thing on. I mean, it does, but not while jamming something. I'm sorry if my voice is kind of low. I'm sitting back from my microphone. If I step out of here, is it just going to reset the puzzle? I assume it is. Well, I think I will have to move on from this one because I don't know. Accept Elohim's wisdom. So because I finally decided, yeah, you know what, I've spent enough time on this, it was just like, haha. Yeah, I'm not seeing any more of those audio bubbles. Oh, look, more of these. The sooner you accept that we will all be here forever, the sooner you will find enlightenment. Yikes. It seems we are all here at once, not at all. Sorry, that's not very much help, is it? Can't think of any other way to put it. Oh. Samsara, sheep. Sheep is a frequent commenter. Sailor M. I'm still here. Some of the messages that existed when I first came into being have vanished. Others have appeared. How many other like me have wandered these paths? How many thoughts have been lost? Yeah, there's a computer. Where's the computer? There it is. Searching for locally cached sources. A simple principle. A link full of gibberish numbers. Though Stratton himself never used the term, his remark about, the inescapable materiality of life, that like the bronze giant Talos. Even the most faithful philosopher cannot live without his blood, ultimately became known as the Talos Principle. What seemingly enraged many of his contemporaries and a significant number of later thinkers is the principle's simplicity and unassailability, which, according to a fragment found in Miletus, cut through the rhetorical webs which sought to tangle the listener with fanciful words and thoughts of the heavens, like Alexander's sword through the Gordian knot. Diogenes Laertius makes mention of a dialogue by Anaximander of Chalcedon that expanded greatly on the Talos Principle, but that work remains lost. Arcady Journal. There's a lot of reference to 7-7 in these texts. Officially began work on archive today. Contributors from every country on Earth, while network connections last. Team intimidated by the project scope, but working hard. We'll be sharing space with Drennan and Sarabi's team. Look forward to meeting them. Cheese Man. First, and Dragon Fairy. Seriously, Cheese Man? That was the best you could say? Cheese Man. LOL. The Philosopher Queen. A great snapshot of the human species at its best and at its worst. Cheese Man. At its worst? Come on, it's just a comment. I'm not Stalin. The Infinite Monkey. Stalin was also a troll commenter. And Dragon Fairy. Maybe you should cut out the jokes. This is serious. The most serious thing that's ever happened. This seems like a riff on YouTube comments, where if someone is like really, really popular, they, the first person to reach their comment section frequently posts first. And everyone talks about how useless their comment is. We haven't done this hard puzzle. By chromatic entanglement. I did say I'd do at least one, and yeah, we got stumped on that other one, so. Whoa. I feel silly. Not doing very good with these puzzles tonight. Okay, yeah. Colors don't work. It feels like it's really early in the game to be stumped by this. I hoped that maybe by getting back through here again, I might figure out. I feel like I'm missing something very obvious here. It's driving me crazy. Okay. I need to be able to keep that door open. To go there to keep that door open. Because if that door closes, then this door closes. Thing is that I can't move this because the blue door immediately closes, which causes this door to close. I feel like I need one of these to put on this platform so I can get the thing, though. And we've already proven that if I try to use, like, this to keep that open, it won't work because it's just the red light. Yeah, because when that happens, nothing is open. That's very bright. Yeah, keeps it outside the thing. I somehow need to be able to do this with just 2.
If this trial seems impossible to overcome, have no fear. Return another time, and the answer may reveal itself.
But I can't get through there. I cannot keep spending this time doing these puzzles. I want to advance the story. There were 2 computers. Interesting. Okay, we need to go to number 7 at least to see what's on the computer, but I don't plan on spending any time there because I want to advance the plot. Loading library session done. Okay, searching for locally cached resources. Athena 9 text, Singularity Discussion 104 AMA. She examined the symbol on the fragment she'd found in the buried city. Again, the owl. What could its significance be? It seemed as if they had been scattered about in the labyrinth by some unseen hand for a purpose that yet eluded. / / Most likely, the owl was the sigil of the author of these worlds, which had so gibberish. Blank, a nebulous memory, as if from a previous life. The owl was a symbol of gibberish, and the goddess gibberish. Although I kind of assume they mean Athena, because the goddess Athena was known to, be found with an owl. And the goddess outside under the moon, or perhaps on the city walls when the wind rose. But there was no time to contemplate this further now, for the automatons had seen her, and their mechanical arms extended towards blank, the fragment, and ran as their beams converged on blank. Singularity discussion. Singularity is coming. User Alex16 reply. The more I think about it, the more I believe that no one is actually worried about AIs taking over the world, or anything like that. No matter what they say, what they're really worried about is that someone might prove once and for all that consciousness can arise from matter. And I kind of understand why they find it so terrifying. If we can create a sentient being, where does that leave the soul? Without mystery, how can we see ourselves as anything other than machines? And if we are machines, what hope do we have that death is not the end? What really scares people is not the artificial intelligence in the computer, but the natural intelligence they see in the mirror. I kind of doubt the average person's intellect is that deep. AMA. Nadia Sarabi, AMA. As one of the founders of the modern science of nomadics, many credit you with inventing the term itself. How do you see the state of the science today? Sorry, I said science twice. Nadia Sarabi. Mixed. On the one hand, the existence of the Institute for Applied Nomadics and a couple of similar organizations is highly encouraging. On the other hand, the degree to which science is seen as serving purely military or corporate causes is, in my opinion, stopping us from exploring many important avenues of research. In a sense, it's people like Alexandra Drennan who are the real pioneers today, who have the enthusiasm and dedication that the system as a whole seems to be lacking. Do you think technology poses a danger to humanity? Nadia. No, technology is just a tool. What we do with it is up to us. The Extend Lifespan Project. Crazy or visionary? Both. Okay. Exit. I'm going to at least look for another computer, but I'm not doing anything here. Oh look, there's some text on the wall. I have read a message on a wall that speaks of a world of endless sand. I would like to make it far enough to see that. That sounds awful. Okay, that was nothing. Man, Anakin would hate this place. Oh, here we go. Everything I do now, I do for those who come after me. Yet in so doing, I find peace for myself as well. This paradox is the foundation of my existence, the shepherd. You've changed, dog. Seek out those in this world that would help you. Though only one of us can transcend, we will all share in both the burden and in the rewards. What? What does that mean? Okay, let's move on. Oh. How did I miss this?
When I was in 9th grade, my parents took me to Pompeii. At first, I was amazed by the feeling of walking through an ancient city. But then I suddenly got scared. I realized that I was walking through a real place, where real people had lived, people like myself, with mothers and fathers and lives and hopes and dreams. And now it was all gone forever. I ran to my father, crying, and told him about this. And he said, I remember so clearly, he said, yes, but we are here. So long as there are people in the streets, the past isn't really gone.
Is this anything? Doesn't appear to be. Just seems kind of a... I had a full-blown conversation with the entity in the archive today. Can't say it was terribly helpful. Still, perhaps I can charm some information out of it further down the line. Sheep. I do believe you're referring to the computer. These spaces make no sense. I walk into a dead end and materialize in a garden. One is day, the other night. This space is not real. James 2 because I was taken. James 2 because one was taken. That doesn't seem like a robot. Okay, moving on. We might come back to get some of those red ones if I can figure out what it means.
You have proven yourself worthy, child, and this gate shall be forever open to you.
Okay.
Seek now the other worlds I have given you, that you may attain even greater mastery and bring glory to your kind.
My kind? What is
But
that?
remember, you must not ascend the great tower, for it shall bring death and the end of your generations.
I see a computer. You must not ascend the Great Tower. This seems to be the Great Tower, right? And yet I was taking an elevator up it. So is it telling me that I can only go so far before it wants to stop me? Athena 12. Hesia Rome? HIS 1A Rome. Maybe that's 1A underscore Rome. Might be a history text then. 12. The Council of Zeus. Numbers, numbers, numbers. The great bronze bulls pulled the carriage forward. Mighty bursts of steam issuing from their nostrils. Finally, they came to the gates at the top of the gibberish user.set gibberish. Here assembled were all the many generations of the gods and demigods and souls of mortals, steel and bronze and iron, in memory of flesh. The clouds parted far beneath, revealing the beautiful plains of Macedon, where great gleaming cities had once cut off. Okay. UA HIS 1A, Professor Dr. Armin Hulak, The Fall of the Roman Empire, a Dialectical Approach. Homo sum humani nihilami alienum puto. But interesting as such perspectives of the decline and ultimate dissolution of the Roman Empire may be, they ultimately put too much emphasis on individual catastrophic events. The real question that must be asked is why the Roman Empire, which had dealt with so many threats and catastrophes over the years, was so incapable of responding to these later problems. We must investigate the division of wealth, the structure of government, the location of power in Roman society. Had the Republic survived or been restored, would Rome still have fallen? What was the role of debt and slavery in creating the conditions for what we now call the Dark Ages? Rome, the saying goes, was not built in a day. It didn't fall in a day either. To register for the class, please email ampersand. I mean, I'd like to register for that class. Is that the Great Tower? At least we finally get some context for what the Great Tower must be. but it feels a bit like Dumbledore. In the first Harry Potter book, where he's just like, and don't go down the 3rd floor, which is just begging for people to do exactly that. That doesn't work. There we go. Okay, oxyrhynchus.html. The great irony of the Oxyrhynchus papyri is that such a vital source of information about the ancient world exists only because of a garbage dump. While the library of Alexandria burned at the hands of fanatics and conquerors, depriving us of unimaginable insights into history, philosophy, and art, the papers carelessly thrown away by the citizens of Oxyrhynchus survive to the modern day. And though it is true that a great deal of what we know today is because of the conscious efforts of individuals and organizations, such as the spectacular translation and preservation work done during the Islamic Golden Age, so much more is simply the result of coincidence and luck. We've lost texts that the ancients considered to be absolutely essential, while utterly trivial, even plagiarized work has survived unharmed. So if we want our descendants to remember more than glittering emo vampires and auto-tuned teen pop stars, we have to invest in make sure that Book of Osiris. The Book of the Scribe of Osiris, sometimes also referred to as the Book of the Journey to Aru, is an ancient Egyptian text discovered in the excavation of Oxyrhynchus. It has caused a certain degree of controversy among Egyptologists, as some argue that it is a classic funerary text such as the Book of Coming Forth by Day, while others believe it to be a poetic work not intended to be understood literally. The book tells the story of a dying man who asks a scribe about the afterlife. The scribe, a servant of Osiris, describes how the man's Ka, life force, will become separated from his Ba, personality, and how he will have to reunite the two and become an Ak, living intellect, passing the series of trials in the Duat, underworld, in order to reach the paradise of Aru. Unlike similar texts, the Book of the Scribe of Osiris focuses less on giving advice or... A recent study, Carnahan Hassan, suggests the text may have been intended as philosophical commentary on the world of the living through the allegory of the Duat. It remains unclear whether this was the intention of the original pre-Alexandrian author or a result of the later translation into Greek, the earlier manuscript, which is considered to be more. Tell me something. Do you always do as you're told? No. I only asked because I couldn't help but notice the stash of brightly colored knickknacks you're collecting. Don't you think it a mite odd that the big voice in the sky keeps telling you to find these doodads, yet forbidding you to use them to climb the great tower in the middle of it all? Oh no, he's really gotten to you, hasn't he? You need to forget everything you've been told and just ask yourself, what could anyone possibly do to command such blind faith in their authority? The thing is that I answered that you're testing me, I must resist the tower's temptation, because it seems like the blind authority is very likely to know my answers in this computer, so it feels kind of like a trap. So I'm kind of going to play in to this idea that I am actually going to follow. But I mean, the thing is that he's told me to give up on at least one puzzle that I did not give up on and I completed. So yeah, I don't always do what I'm told. And even when Elohim did tell me to give up, I still kept trying to find a solution until I couldn't think of any further items to test. Anyway. And what exactly has your Almighty done to satisfy that condition? Which proves precisely nothing. If the first thing you saw had been one of these terminals, would you have ended up worshipping me? Look, all I'm saying is, if I were you, I wouldn't just take anyone else's word for it. That's all. Whatever you do take care. You have bigger problems than the voice in the sky. Terminating support session. Done. I think it is testing me. Something tells me that the ultimate goal of this game is eventually going to be to get into that tower. Because why else would it be there?
A new land stands before you, my child. And know that this is a land of death, but also great beauty. As you walk amongst these tombs, consider all those who came before you, and how they served the greater purpose of which you are also part.
Oh, is this the place of endless sand? Okay. I do have new goals. Oh. I kind of want to get into a world. Here's one. Okay, I started to go back because I wanted the sea buildings shapes. I'm finally getting some sense out of the entity in the archive, though at some cost to my sanity. I am beginning to think this Elohim wields no more control over the world than we do. Sheep seems pretty insightful for a sheep. Osiris 1 text. Original translation by E.A. Wallace Budge. Annotations. The dying man went unto the scribe who resided in Pre-Medjed and said, Behold, I am weak of body. My days under the holy sun of Amun-Ra are coming to an end. Though I haven't spent my years in service of the two lands, I have not studied the... Tell me, you who are wise in the writings of the dead, what lies ahead on my journey? What will I face in the land of the Westerners? We just talked about this. Basically got a summary. And the scribe spoke, saying, At the appointed time... 1. It is likely the location was changed according to the copy of the book. According to who the copy of the book was made for. The dying man is an avatar of the owner. 2. In the older manuscript, this is rendered as some controversy as to whether it... 3. The dead. Compare with Kinti Amentu, the foremost of the Westerners, a title later given to Osiris. Sometimes mistaken for a mistranslation on Budge's part. This is actually almost certainly a mistranslation by the ancient scribe. The equivalent portion of the older manuscript is sadly not extant. Got it lyrics? Oh boy. My new song with cannot load video file, 24 million views. My new song with lyrics. Gotta laugh about this stuff. Laughter is the best medicine. LOL. Lyrics. I've got it, you've got it, he's got it, she's got it. Mommy's got it, daddy's got it, baby's got it, granny's got it. Laddie's got it, fatty's got it, happy's got it, sappy's got it. Of course, everybody's got it. Come on, that sounds a bit like a Backstreet Boys song. Immortality, oh boy. Disgruntlemeister's Blogstasy, episode 204. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm afraid of dying. I don't see any reason to believe there's an afterlife. I'm an organism like any other. When my brain stops working, my consciousness will cease and I will be gone. And you know what? I can't just embrace that. I can't say I'm okay with it, or I've accepted it, or some nonsense like that. I don't want to have an ending. It terrifies me. If I had a genie right now, I'd wish for immortality. Who wouldn't? Oh, but you wouldn't really want to be immortal, the pseudo-philosophers say. To just drivel. Everybody wants to live forever. Maybe everybody deserves to live forever, too. But we can't. So here we are. Live with it. Or rather, don't. I am very well convinced that I personally do not want to live forever. But that doesn't mean I don't want to live a long life. Okay, I'm gonna see about doing a puzzle. Window through the door. I want to finish off having made some progress. Ah. I just don't understand this one. I figured I'd try and make some progress here, but honestly, it's such a thankless task compared to what else is out there. Oh, yeah. That's through a door. Yeah, if I just... Okay, that stops it. This takes considerably longer. I think I get it. The problem here is that I need Is there really not a box around here that I can use? Of course they wouldn't make it that easy, would they? I have no idea what's going on. Do you? Kanuka. Now that is interesting. Because I know someone who goes by the username Kanuka, so... I'm certain that peering through this window is important. I might have figured this out, maybe. Yeah, it's not letting me do that. It doesn't like that. I am becoming increasingly less convinced that that window is the key here, because I can't get through these damn bars. I don't need that door anymore. It still interferes. I feel like this game is eventually going to reach a point where... crap. Where, this in and out are going to have meaningful changes to the environment. Come on. We're not that far into this game. How can I be stumped already? we need to be able to evade, I guess is how I'd put it. Oops. Okay, need my third. Need to be able to see this. Can see that, but I can't see the other one. Okay. I think we finally figured it out. Good Lord. Ugh, please tell me. Good Lord. Yay! Finally, I did complete a puzzle. Alright, sorry that my puzzle solving... I made a box float, seriously, it was awesome. Sorry that my puzzle solving skills were maybe not up to par today. I guess we'll see tomorrow how well they pan out. Anyway, thank you for anyone who was watching. I hope you all had a very good time, and I hope that it wasn't so frustrating that you were yelling at your screen going, "It's so obvious! Ah!" Anyway, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this current Let's Play of the Talos Principle. And I will see you all next Thursday. Have a good one.